Good Friday morning, Mount Olive family, friends of Mount Olive, all of you who have taken the time to log in and watch these devotions. I appreciate each one of you, as I always say, and I'm sure that all the other guys do as well. Let me share my screen here with you. It's going. Be a little slow today. Sorry about that. It's taking just a little time for my PowerPoint to come up. Hopefully there it's coming up. Okay. There we got it. Now, Pastor TJ, he continued his series on the book of Job, and his message was from chapter 19, which he titled Finding Hope in the Suffering and the Silence. So let's read some of the verses that he used in his message. Job 19:1, it says, Then Job answered and said, verse 2, How long will you vex my soul and break me in pieces with words? Now he's talking to his three friends that had come to see him, and he's directing these words to them. He said, These 10 times have you reproached me. You are not ashamed that you make yourself strange to me. So Job, he's finally fed up with all the berating and the harsh comments his three friends have given him. And now it's Job's turn to talk. And he asked them, how long will they annoy him and frustrate him? These three so-called friends, they were tearing him apart with their words. Let's read on some more verses. Verse 4 says, and be it indeed that I have erred, mine error remaineth with me, with myself. If indeed you will magnify yourselves against me and plead against me my reproach. Know now that God hath overthrown me and hath compassed me with his net. Job tells them that if he had sinned, he will suffer the consequences himself, and it won't be on them. And he goes on to say, he said, if I have sinned, he deserved their help and their pity instead of the harsh words that they had said. In verse 7, he says, Behold, I cry out of wrong, but I am not heard. I cry aloud, but there is no judgment. He hath fenced me up. He has fenced up my way that I cannot pass, and he has set darkness in my paths. He has stripped me of my glory and taken the crown from my head. Now here in going to verse 10, he hath destroyed me on every side, and I am gone. And mine hope hath he removed like a tree. He hath also kindled his wrath against me, and he counteth me unto him as one of his enemies. Now, here in these verses, Job describes what in his mind seems to be God turning against him and attacking him on every side. Job has questions for God about the why these were happening, but there's no answers from God. Job, like many of us, he made the mistake of blaming God for all his misfortunes. He looked at his own self-righteousness and said, I am good, so why are these terrible things happening to me? Job made a mistake, like we do, thinking that his or our goodness would keep bad things from happening. We all live together in a sin-cursed world where bad things happen to good people. We, like Job, may not understand the why of it all when bad things happen, but we shouldn't blame God. Pastor put it this way when in his message. He said, in all this, Job was wrong. God was not his enemy, and God did not do this. Job didn't understand the why, but he still proclaimed his faith in God in the following verses. Starting in verse 23, he says, Oh, that my words were now written. Oh, that they were printed in a book, which they have been over all these millennia. that they were graven with an iron pen and lead in the rock forever. Verse 25 says, For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God. Verse 27 says, Whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another, though my reins be consumed within me. You know, this should be our faith testimony as well. No matter what comes our way, we know our Redeemer lives, and there will be a day when each of us who are saved will see him face to face. This is a certainty. I hope you've enjoyed this Friday devotion. Be much in prayer. I think maybe Brother Jason may be preaching this Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. But whoever, be much in prayer for whoever our preacher will be, and also be much in prayer for all those who will be coming to church on Sunday, especially those who may need a touch from the Lord, and especially those who are not saved that need a Savior. Love each one of you. We hope to see you on Sunday.